Hello, amazing you. Thank you for joining me. My name's Campbell, and this is Spiral Up, where we talk about practical things we can do to improve our life and our experience. And today I wanted to talk about, how do we, go inside? How do we go deep? How do we get rid of this programming? How do we let go of things? There's all this talk about, do the inner work, go inside, but what does that really mean? Alright, so it's time for the inner work. Age of Aquarius, everything's gone berserk, the system is collapsing. And here we find ourselves, and it is time to do the inner work. But what does that mean? The main thing about inner work is it's literally, it's inner work. You need to go inside. So the first thing you need to do is block out the 3D world. That's your start point. Close your eyes, go inside into your mind and start thinking, start living with your thoughts a bit, because, with your eyes open, looking around in the 3D realm, there's always something, to make you think, something to catch your attention. And basically they're all diversions. They're all diverting you from talking to yourself. And yourself, right? It's yourself. It's not you. It's not your persona or who you think you are, or it's not even who you really are down here on earth in this incarnation. Yourself is your higher self. So, talk to yourself, talk to your higher self, because that's where the information is. What do you need to clear? What's going through your head? And just pay attention. Concepts and ideas and, phrases and thoughts that keep going over and over, they're there to tell you something. They're there to say, hey, give us some attention. And all you do is you just start thinking, and you will work it out. You have all the faculties you need. You are wired to do this. It's actually a natural thing, and the problem is we've been taught that it's not natural. We've been taught to pay attention to the 3D world, and we've been taught, all this, going inside and spirituality and, especially things like, astrology, alchemy, tarot, all these things. No, they're just silly. They don't mean anything, or they're evil, or they're just for weird people, but don't go there. Stay in the 3D world. That's what they want you to do. Stay in the physical world and focus on that, and look how many problems that they can give us to keep us distracted. They're everywhere. That's what this life is, right? Get a life. You have to keep going. Get a life. You have to keep going to work so you can pay your bills, the old story, right? Get a job so you can afford a house that's close enough so that you can go to work, and then you need to buy a car so you can drive from your house to your work. So you end up working just to pay so you can work. It's ridiculous. So, spend time with yourself. The first thing is close your eyes. Now, you want to be in a quiet place. You don't want to be sitting, where you can hear traffic and all this kind of stuff. Try and get a quiet space, but you can definitely play background music, but no lyrics, nothing that's going to catch your attention. Just soft music that'll help you get into, like a into like a beta or theta state, brainwave state. Like 528 hertz, 432, these kind of things, solfeggio frequencies. They're great because they do change your actual brain waves, right? Which is the brain states that we function in. So that's the first thing, is shut out the 3D world, and then you literally close your eyes and you see what pops up. Now, if you're new to this and you haven't been doing it long, with meditation they say it's all about, clearing your mind, right? And having no thought, getting to that place where you're not having no thoughts, and it's a good measure. It's not, there's more to meditation. So every time you meditate, the more often you do it, that chatter should slow down, and you'll get more of more of the blank spaces, more of the time where you're actually just out there, and then you realize you've been out in the ether for a while. And this is really where we want to go, because once you get rid of the chatter and you start getting into that state, then that's kind of, stage one. Then you need to start exploring that state, but that's probably for later on. But as far as going inside, it's really that's what it is. It's, meditating, whatever you want to call it, spending quiet time, doing whatever you do to meditate. And some people that's art, drawing, or going for a walk. Get into that state where you're by yourself, and you're inside your head, and you're paying attention to what's happening and to what's coming through. That's when you're really being true. And this is the other thing, is you need to be true. You need to be truthful with yourself. Yes, okay, this is a problem. Yes, I stuffed up there. Okay, and if things are coming up saying, oh, you stuffed up, you should have done this differently. Well, sure, but remember that the past is a teacher, not a prophet. It's just there to say, yeah, okay, this is a better way. Think of a better way you can do it next time. It's not there to say, be shamed about this. Have shame about it, or you stuffed up, you should feel bad about it. That's not what it's about. So drop that. That's the program. That's the ego wanting to be right, is really what it is. That's what it is. It's you. It's your ego fighting to be right, because of course, if you're wrong, then the ego has lost, right? It just wants to be right. So that's your ego. Drop it all. It's time to drop it and just be truthful with yourself. Because if you fight it, that's hanging on to the ego, and that's who you're going to be. There's no way to get around it. Okay, you got to let go of the ego to drop the ego, and understand that that's a program. That's not who you are. Okay, we have this persona, right? The mask, and that's who we show the world to. How we present ourselves to the world. We might want to look like, whatever. We're successful, or we're fit and healthy, or we're this, or we're that. And so people act certain ways, dress certain ways, do all these things, buy houses in suburbs, buy certain cars, get certain jobs, all these crazy things to try and say, look at me, this is who I am. But if you have to go and do stuff, then that's not who you are, clearly. Okay, and under that we have who we think we are. And that's really the program, who you think you are. But that's not you either. That's the program of, that's been laid over the top. It really is the ego. And underneath that is who you really are. And that's where we need to get to, who you really are. And that who you really are is, they don't have baggage. They've got a bigger viewpoint. They see things from a much bigger perspective. It's yourself, right? Yourself, your higher self. That's your connection to who you really are. And we're all down here for a reason. I think we're understanding it at the moment. We're here to do a job. If you're watching this video, no doubt it's you as well. We're all here to do a job. And we can't do this job in the 5D world and change realities if we're holding ourselves and sticking ourselves to the 3D world. And that's what this whole change is, guys. It's 3D to 5D. We've all heard this, right? 5D. What's 5D? 5D is a vibration, a frequency. It's when you start to see, it's after you start to see, but it's when you can see through the matrix. It's when you can see it. You can see what's going on. You can read it. It's like Neo, right? He started reading it. This is what happens. And I'm going to get into this, not on this video, but I've got a talk coming up with Howdy McCloskey, and we're going to get into that. How do you see through the matrix? That's the next step. First of all, you need to be pure, right? And all this stuff, there's all these quotes in all the religious books and theosophical books. When thine heart is pure, when thy eye is clear, and I'm clearly paraphrasing, but this is it. When you're in alignment with yourself, when you're balanced, when you're true to yourself, when you're not holding on to the BS, when you're not pretending to be something, then you're true to yourself. Then things start happening. Then you're in alignment, because then you're vibrating on your own frequency, your true frequency, so you can make a true connection. It's like a radio, right? and we all, that connection to the universe can have lots and lots of static in it. But then, the more you focus on it, the more you work on it, the more defined it gets until you get a clear signal. So this all happens through dropping the stuff, through meditation, through quiet time as well. And that's really what I want to say. This is how we go deep. This is how we change reality. This is how we change our own reality. This is how we change a collective reality. We have to do the work, do the great work, as it is called. And it's called the great work for a reason, because it's the biggest thing, the best thing you can do down here. The worst thing you can do is live in the 3D world, spend all your years working for something that you don't want to do, making other people's plans come true, and then at the end dying and being the same soul that you were when you came in, on the same level, not learning. What a waste of a lifetime. That's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is grow, because this is the biggest lie, right? Death is just a doorway. It's not the end. So this is just a classroom. It's not a finite, it's not a finite life. It's a section of an infinite life. And we need to, go inside and really start to discover who we are under the persona, under the who we think we are. Who are we really? And who we really are, like I said, is a person without the baggage, without all the programming, right? Because the statue is not finished when there is no more to add. The statue is finished when there is no more to take away. So go inside, guys. Quiet time with yourself. Like I said, you can find some nice quiet music. Sit down, meditate. In nature is always a good place. But the main thing is spend time with yourself. Quiet time, eyes closed. See what comes up and deal with it. Go there. Explore it. And that's how you get rid of all this stuff. That's how you do it. There's no magic formula. It's different for everyone. You've just got to go there and see what happens. See how to resolve it. And understand, always keep in mind, it's just a lesson. It's just a lesson. It's just teaching you how to do things better, or how not to do things. If it's a bad thing, a lot of good things, right, are teaching you how to do it. Yeah, do that again. But bad things, don't take them on. Drop them. Okay? That they're doing you harm. They're holding you back in this 3D reality. And, I have spoken about, this split, and people in the 5D reality and the 3D reality. And believe me, the place you want to be, the place you want to be going is 5D. 5D. It's happening, guys. It's actually here. It's here already. It's here, and we're going to get into that, how to move into it. And this is stage 1. Clear out the crap. All right, get in, dust off the old books, throw the ones away that are just taking up space on the shelf. Put new ones in there. No more shelf help, right? It's now self-help. Use that stuff that you've already got in your mind, all that knowledge, and if you've got books on your shelf, read them. Don't just, and this is the persona, right? People buy books literally to put on their shelves, and they never read them. They're just there to show the cover, so that people think they're smart. Don't do that. Be true to yourself, and this is really, that's the crux of it all. Be true to yourself. When you go inside and spend quiet time, you've got to be true to yourself. Okay, you have to do it, or else nothing will change. Because of course we all know, for things to change, things have to change. All right, I love you all. Hope you got something from that. Look inside yourself, because there is greatness in there, and I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.